All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, Monday, August 12th, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez and Marcus Fine, as always. And we're also joined by Warren Misery. How's it going, guys?
What's up?
I think they're going good. Okay. Well, first of all, we got a special announcement. Warren, you want to make that special announcement?
I mean,
Yeah,
to everyone out there in the Gonzo world, I have been graced with the opportunity to be part of this team on a regular basis. I'm beyond honored. It was one of those pinch me type things when I talked to Tony on Thursday night and talked to Marcus the next day. It's super cool. I hope I can continue to provide great stuff to this Gonzo Wrestling Room. And Alex Bolton will start this off. You can kiss my ass then. But
already off to a good start.
already fit in.
yeah, but it's truly an honor. I've been excited all weekend, been on cloud nine for the whole thing. Like I said, I hope I can bring some other opinions and some other takes and looks on things outside of you guys. I mean, you got the legendary Marcus Fine, all your knowledge, and Chris and Tony, you guys' massive knowledge. And I want to continue to help grow the wrestling talk, and also more importantly, grow the independent wrestling scene around here. So I'm not giving up on being a manager. So promoters, I'm still looking to do that too. But let's grow this, promoters and guys. You see me out and about, give me some stuff. I'll make sure I try to put in a good word for you guys. And once again, thank you to all three of you for bringing me in. This is awesome.
Oh, no problem. Welcome aboard. I know you put out a thing earlier today comparing yourself to some big certain things that happened in the history of wrestling. I thought of one too, but mine was the one that happened on a Survivor Series. It was the debut of the Gobbledygooker.
Oh, God.
Or the debut of the Phantasmo. I can do the magic tricks. And
yeah.
Well, at least they gave him 3 months to hype that crap.
Well, that's true.
That's what they come up with.
Yeah, and the bad thing is a legend that was in. It was in there. It was one of the Guerreros.
Hector, wasn't it?
It was Hector Guerrero was inside that suit. Poor Hector. But yeah. Well, let's get started, guys. Let's go to the Indie Wrestling Report with Marcus Fine.
All right. Well, first we need to say hey to Austin, Glenn, Kevin, and Alex. They are in here right now. Well, I have some sad news. Came over, seen it Saturday. We want to send our prayers and condolences to Shauna Reed and her brother Justin and family. They lost their father Saturday morning. Interesting note was the fact that we met Justin at the micro wrestling show on Friday, as he is part of their ring crew. He drives the box truck and helps set up the ring. And we had just talked to Justin Friday evening, me and Alex and Johnny Blaze and them. And 12 hours later, his dad passed away. So we want to send our prayers and condolences to Shauna Reed and her brother Justin and the family for the loss of their father. And he wasn't that old; he was only like 57. So I'm not sure what happened, but
That's awful. Definitely prayers out to them.
Just in danger. Hello, sir. Okay, I'm going to start out first. Journey Independent Championship Wrestling ran their Lazy Day Festival in Gosport on Saturday. From what I was told, they had 3 times the number that they've had the last 2 years. We were there 2 years ago, and they had a decent amount. So to have 3 times that amount, it must have been packed out there. So congratulations to them. I'm guessing Stephen Hurt put these out, so thank you to him. I'll just read these as they go. Owner Stephen A. Hurt came out to boast and congratulate Zay Gates on the victory at the drive-in last month, securing his match against Tyler Scott for the JICW Cruiserweight Championship at the festival. Tyler Scott took exception to the fact that Zay cheated to get his spot and declared the match not to be a tables match but a last man standing match. Much to the dismay of Stephen, however, Stephen was feeling giving and followed and allowed this to happen. So, match 1, Berto and Hippo defeated Ampro and some Japanese letters. I'm not sure who that is. John Scratch and the debuting Prince Angel defeated Avery Hurt and Storm Garson when John caught Avery with a surprise roll-up. Saul Marston defeated Renegade and Miguel Murphy. Max Sterling defeated Trayvon Smith and Coda Camilio. Main event. Zay Gates defeated Tyler Scott to become the new JICW Cruiserweight Champion. During the match, Tyler and Zay made their way to the top of the U-Haul and fought. At one point, Tyler had Zay down for the 10 count, but instructed the ref to stop at 9 because he wanted to beat on Zay some more. This backfired. Zay low-blowed him, threw him off the truck, and he couldn't come to the 10 count, and Zay is now your new JICW Cruiserweight Champion. So congratulations to Zay. We'll add another belt to your very many that you have.
Yes.
Okay. Let me get this other one up. Oh, I need where I'm going.
Hey, what's up, Juan?
Up one.
One's that jazz. Okay, hang on a minute, guys. Can't see how was it. There we go. It's right here. Okay, Friday night. Kelly and I, AACW Shane Cowsert, AACW referee Brent, FEW promoter Alex Bolton, and Johnny Blaze and us all attended the Micro Wrestling Federation event that came to Kokomo. It saw the Redneck Brawler Little Show defeat Bebop. Carolina Reaper defeated the Lumberjack. Mr. Nice Guy defeated Chief Littlefoot. And then Chief Littlefoot won the 6-person Micro Rumble. I think we got some new believers. I wasn't sure if Shane Cowsert was really on board with the Micros, but once he's seen them guys in action, he's seen that they are some of the hardest working people that's out there. And me and Shane had a good talk with Little Show at the end of the show. And Chief Littlefoot wanted a picture with me, which I thought, well, that's fantastic because that's the first day I've ever met him. So even I have fans that don't know it. So very good night. Very good time.
Have a pretty good crowd, Marcus?
Not as big as last year, but they probably pulled 200. They had a decent crowd.
Was there truth to the rumors that Alex Bolton wanted to try to get in the ring because he thought he could take some of the Micros, or did you have to hold him back? You know,
who knows what Alex was thinking?
He was probably thinking he could take them, but I mean, come on.
Well, I don't know. I know that Carolina Reaper, which is a lady, probably could whip his ass, and I mean, she could whip all of us. That's just. But we met a lot of new ones. Kelly and I, we knew Little Show. To be honest, I think he's the only one that we've met before.
I like that name, Carolina Reaper. I like the name.
Yeah, she's got a pretty tough looking gimmick to her too. But we hadn't met her. We hadn't met the Lumberjack, Bebop.
Alex is a fan of Mr. Nice Guy.
Mr. Nice Guy, he's got a, yeah. There you go. I'm looking at my thing. Yeah, Mr. Nice Guy's got a heck of a persona going there. Yeah, I think between Little Brawler or Little Show and I'd like to see Little Show and Mr. Nice Guy take each other on. Those guys could main event. Yeah, they've got their gimmick down really well. So the others, I think, are still training because me and Alex tried to sneak our way in early, and they kind of, hey, out. So Alex didn't pull his promoter card. I kept telling him, you tell him I'm your assistant, Kelly's your social director. Get us in there. And he walked in, and here he come back and says, nope, they're not letting us in yet. So
I think you'd been better off if you to went in first, Marcus. Sending Alex in. I don't think that's a smart move.
Oh, Alex just went. He didn't even wait till we pulled in the parking lot before he was in there. So
See,
it was a very good time.
That's your blackball.
Boy, hold on. No, that's smack. But Alex did get to meet Andrew the Giant, who was the sound guy, and I guess I have met Andrew before. So I guess there's a couple in my head, but very good time.
Did Alex get him a new sound guy?
I tell you, I think Andrew the Giant did fantastic. He didn't miss a beat the whole night. Microphones worked, the sound was right, on spot on, and yeah. All right. Saturday, Kelly and I went to Logansport for a wrestling benefit show, doing it for Courtney. Evo Wrestling, I hadn't been to an Evo Wrestling show in 10 plus years. They raised $205 for medical bills for Courtney, and I don't know anything else other than that she's a sick lady. So, okay. Well, I don't know a lot of these guys either. So if I get these wrong, I apologize. Big Ben Bogsworth defeated Jade the Executioner. Excalibur defeated T.Y.I., so we know both of them. That was a decent match. Drew DeLanger defeated Leo Graham. Alex Wace defeated Jimmy Winters. Match of the night. Johnny Blaze defeated the Fanny Pack Heavyweight Champion Christian Cash in a non-title match. We will get into that in a minute. Main event saw Eli. Well, you will get to that in a minute. Eli Devlin defeated J.J. Watkins to become the brand new Tony Duke Memorial Champion in what they called a bull rope match. I will have to say there was a bull rope in the match, but it was not a bull rope match. The referee kept counting 5 counts when they were using the bull rope for whatever reason. It's like, so why do you even have a bull rope if you're not going to let them use it? So, all right, we're going to go back to this Johnny Blaze and Christian Cash. I'm going to tell you that's probably one of the most solid wrestling matches I've seen for humor, storytelling, and pure out wrestling. Christian Cash walked out on the entryway. It's up on a stage type thing. And he says he's from Hollywood, California. I'm thinking, well, you must have moved since Friday because you weren't living there Friday. So, but and Kelly says, does he have a belt on? I says, well, it looks like he has a belt on, but it looks kind of weird. He must have made it in craft class or something because it looks strange. Well, once he come up around to us, it was a fanny pack. And he says, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. And he's running around there. We're all losing our shit. And here comes Johnny Blaze, and he puts it up to, it's a non-title heavyweight championship, non-title match, the fanny pack championship. And Kelly's Hall of Fame Kane did make an appearance in that match. And so, match of the night, very well done. People can watch that match for informational purposes on how to put humor with pure wrestling and storytelling. It was well done. So,
I think there's a recording.
all right, well, you're breaking up. Did you hear that, Warren?
No, I didn't catch it either.
Yeah, Bebop is Christian Cash. That's funny because he kept wanting me to tag him as Bebop is Christian Cash. Mr. Nice Guy, yeah, I'm reading these comments. He was a beast.
I think that froze up on us.
Yeah, they did. So I don't know where to go from here because normally. Oh, there they are.
We're back. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Well, we're done with the indie report. I'll start on the Monday Night Raw stuff real quick. And I know you guys had some homework. We'll talk about some of that stuff as we go. First of all, Randy Orton confronted Gunther to start the show and challenged him for the World Heavyweight Championship. And that match is going to take place at Bash at Berlin on August, I believe, the 31st. No, it's a Saturday. It's the 31st. And I thought that was interesting. Also, we had Sheamus beat Kaiser in a hard hitting match, pretty good match. Then we had Damian Priest call out Finn Balor. Balor didn't come out. He's shown in the back with the new Judgment Day. At that point, it's Balor, Dom, Liv, McDonough, and Carlito. What do you guys think about the Randy Orton confronting Gunther and going to have a championship match at Bash of Berlin?
I'm reading my notes here. I liked how Randy Orton told him, well, you call yourself a living legend, I'm the legend killer, so I thought that was really good. To bring up the past where he's knocked out Snuka and Piper and Mae Young and Moolah, and I can't remember who else he's done in the past, but Jake the Snake, maybe, I don't remember. So yeah, I liked it. That's all I can think of right now.
Ward, what'd you think?
The talking was great. I guess I just feel like we already know which way this match is going to go. I mean, they're not going to put the belt on Randy and then keep him on Raw. Like, are they going to move him off of SmackDown just secretly? I don't know if maybe, if it's just they're having a hard time finding a match for Gunther yet, like a person to.
I think, honestly, being in Berlin, which is not exactly where Gunther's from, but close.
Yeah, Austria,
I think they want a big name, and Orton's a big name. One of the biggest names you could put him against. It'll be a big victory for Gunther. It probably may have some shenanigans involved. It may not be clean completely. So it's not. You can't hurt Orton anyway. Orton's Teflon.
Yeah.
So that would be my guess.
And honestly, too, obviously I'm not in the WWE room, so I don't know what's going on, but there could be things that are setting up for Survivor Series matches of SmackDown versus Raw. This could be something where, Ludwig gets involved and Cody comes down to do something, and then they sort of, split them, and then they have that big SmackDown versus Raw on Survivor Series. Who knows? But the in-ring work was great. Orton's mic work is great. Gunther's mic work was great. So,
Chris, what do you think of that segment?
Basically about the same as what they said. I liked the line about being a legend killer, like Marcus said. But no, I thought it was real good. I thought both of them done a good job talking, and I thought it all made sense. So, yeah, I thought it was a good segment.
What do you guys think about Damian Priest calling Balor out and Balor not coming out, and then all of a sudden, I like the way that they, because he was like in the back and kind of black, and then all of a sudden, all of them are there together. I thought it was a pretty good shot. I thought it was pretty interesting. And a little tidbit: the rumor is tonight they won't be called the Judgment anymore. They will have a new name. The rumor is, and I don't know if it's correct, but the rumor is it's going to be Street Trash. Is going to be their new name. So we'll see if that's true or not tonight. What do you guys think of that? How did you guys like that segment where Damian called out Balor, and of course Balor didn't come out?
I don't like Scaredy Cat Balor. I don't like it. I like him. When he came in, he was just. This was the founder of the Bullet Club, and you've now got him when he gets caught in the ring with Priest trying to run. And I like a more badass Balor than I do this heelish chicken scratch Balor.
What do you think, Marcus?
Well, I'm thinking it's more of a head game to me, because he basically told him, I ain't going to come out there now. I'm going to come out there when you're not ready for me to come out there. To kind of
when you're starting to forget about me.
Yep, I'll stab you in the back over and over again. That's what he said. But yeah, I see. I see where you're going, Warren. I understand. But he's going to be the chicken shit heel. That's the way they're going to play him. I would say. And we'll go to that because Priest takes on JD McDonough. Finn Balor and the Judgment Day ends up attacking him, and then Rhea makes the save. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that segment? I tell you what, I thought the violence on Rhea to Liv, when she ran her into that ring post twice, was outstanding. I'm in here yelling. I'm yelling, "Holy shit!" My wife's, "What's going on in here?" You know,
Yeah, I lost my shit too. Honestly, that was pretty rough.
yeah. And Rhea is over, man. I tell you, I think she's the most over woman in wrestling right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Did you get to see that segment, Chris? Yeah, you seen it. Yeah, I thought the violence
I
was,
thought it was good.
and that chokes JD McDonough, man.
And they even timed it up perfect when they were on the outside, and it looked like she was going to try to put Morgan through the table, and Dom grabbed her. They timed that up well.
Yeah, and the crowd booing him out of the building, and then JD McDonough. I don't know if there's a better seller in the business right now of taking bumps. That South of Heaven choke slam that he took, it looked like he had him 20 feet in the air. I mean, it was outstanding. And another one, Priest is so over now. Priest loses the belt, but now it's probably 10 times more over than he was going into that pay-per-view. I mean, losing that belt didn't hurt him at all, at least in my eyes.
My question is this now: I mean, obviously, at some point in time, they're going to have a mixed tag match.
Matter of fact,
who's going to be with Rhea? They're not going to do Damien and Rhea versus Dom and Liv.
Well, right now, I just seen a post that's going to be added to Bash at Berlin. I mean, that match here may be made official tonight.
Yeah, you saw it coming. It was just who were they? Were they gonna put Priest in, or were they gonna try to find someone? You know,
it looks like it's going to be Priest. The only other one I think they could have put in would have been Jey Uso, because he's been tied into the story a little bit with Rhea also. Yeah. That's the rumor going right now. Okay. Next up here, wanted to go to the CM Punk promo. He calls for Drew to come out, but Seth Rollins comes out instead. They're about to go at it, and then Drew's up in the stands and starts his crap, with Punk, and Punk ends up going after him. But from there, out of nowhere, Big Bronson Reed attacks Seth Rollins and does the big splash off the top rope 6 times on Seth Rollins.
Wait a minute. He just did it again. He just gave him another
Yeah, I think so. And the way he does that, I like the way as soon as he hits that top rope, he goes.
Yeah, he doesn't wait.
I thought that was a great segment. I'll tell you what else I thought made that great when Bronson was doing that was McAfee and Cole.
Yeah,
McAfee and Cole's commentary I thought was spot on during that. And then you could also, at one point, you could see McAfee in the corner of the screen over there with his hands on his head.
Yeah.
Like, his expressions were awesome during that too. I thought their commentary was
they sold the violence of what was going on in the ring.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of people were going crazy. I heard that segment with Bronson got a lot of views on the internet too. So did another one we're going to be talking about here in a couple of minutes, but a different segment. But yeah, I really liked it. Marcus, what do you think of that segment?
I think the only thing that been cooler is Bronson reading 6 times. I think those guys should have stood in front of Seth and Bronson and just plow through them all.
Yeah.
Instead of getting scared to actually try to protect Seth, and then he goes ahead and jumps anyway. It takes out all those guys that tried to stop him. I think that'd been fantastic.
The second time he jumped, and when he hit the ring, he knocked half them guys that were trying to stand up off their feet on their ass. I was cracking up.
Well, what I would have liked to see, that it would have taken a step even further, is them take him out on a stretcher and get ready to put him in the ambulance, and then have Bronson Reed on top of the ambulance and jump off the ambulance on top of him and give him another one on top of the gurney.
There was so much more they could have done with that, but it was good. But
it was good. Definitely made a name for Bronson Reed. We'll see if they can build on that. I hear Steph's going to be out for a little while. I heard he's still banged up, and they're going to give him some time off, is what that was done for. At least that's what I've been hearing. Next
was it CM Punk that made the statement this was his? Most people start the new year at WrestleMania, but he's starting the new year at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
One of them said that. I think it was Punk.
Yeah, I believe so. Next up, we had the Wyatt Six take on American Made. That's the new name for that group. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great. What do you guys think of the match? How do you think it came out? Personally, I thought they did pretty well. I thought they looked pretty good. I've been worried about how they were going to look in the ring. I thought everybody performed pretty well. I liked it. What do you think?
Oh, it was it was definitely really it was great. You know, like I've said, I've been waiting to see where's this going to go. You got all the cool masks, got all the cool entrance. Now what happens when you get it in the ring? And they sold the whole thing, and you know they're all great wrestlers, I feel, to begin with. So it was like they've gotten a really good chance to shine now, and there's the outer aspects of everything. I see it that they're not calling Nikki Cross Sister Abigail, like what, Abby the Witch or something like that. They're calling her.
Yep.
So, you know, and then having Uncle Howdy just sitting there and just like with the, you know, in Bray's chair, just, you know, with the approval and the laughter, it just adds to the fact that they're just love to hurt people. Yep. And that's awesome. I like that, because it's one thing you can just go out there and you can do all that stuff, but to tell everything else too, like this is who we are as a people. Because right now you don't fully know their direction, what they want, what they're doing. They just know they want to hurt some people.
Yeah, Marcus, what do you think?
I agree. I like how he's sitting in that chair, like Warren said, just laughing the entire time, and that made the match even more meaningful with him doing that than if he wasn't there. It would have just been a match. So yeah, that really put the emphasis on what's going on here. So I agree 100%.
Chris, what do you think?
The fact they didn't have to get involved too, and they still got the win, made it better.
Yeah, no, I agree with what they're saying. I thought it was good. I don't think I got to see the whole match, but I saw most of it. And but no, I thought it was good. And I like how Uncle Howdy out there on the outside doing what he's doing. I think that added. I agree with Marcus. That added a lot to that match.
Okay, the last thing I was going to ask you guys about was the New Day taking on the Authors of Pain. The New Day gets the win, but the Authors of Pain start destroying the New Day, and Odyssey Jones, who was in NXT, didn't wrestle a lot in NXT. Then he got hurt, and he moved to the main roster. He comes out of nowhere. I know I've seen with his video on YouTube and the internet has got like 5 million, 6 million views of that. So what do you guys think about Odyssey Jones?
I got a question. Yes. Is that Mark Henry's son?
No.
He looks a lot like fucking Mark Henry. When he got in there, I thought that was like.
Oh, that's not his son. I thought that too. Now you said that.
No, Jacob Henry's only like 20 years old. I'm not sure. Odyssey is another one of Mark Henry's discoveries, though. He is another one that he brought to the table.
When I first saw him, that was the first thought that came to mind. I thought he was Mark Henry.
I did too.
No, he's not. He's another one that came. He's one that I believe that came from college. And
he's I thought he was impressive as hell.
What'd you think of that?
That double sidewalk slam was awesome.
I had never seen that.
Yeah, I have that on my paper. That guy's a beast.
Yeah,
the way he done that. That's why I thought it was Mark Henry's son too, Chris.
Yeah, definitely a great debut. Yeah, definitely a great debut. So I enjoyed it. Raw was really good this past week. One of the better Raws in a while. We'll see how
they did tease, like Xavier seemed confused a little, like what, so like what's going on. So it'll be interesting to see where they're going to go with this now, because he came out wearing a New Day shirt.
Did he sign Henry's son though?
Yes, Mark Henry's son.
He's NIL.
He's starting his freshman year at Oklahoma to wrestle, and he's going to try to walk on the football team, because I heard he's a very good football player too. But he is signed.
Yeah, I thought that was one of Mark Henry's sons.
No,
had me sold.
Yeah, had me sold too.
Next up, we're going to go to NXT. Go over these results real quick, and then we had one main thing I wanted to talk about with you guys on NXT. We had Trick Williams against Pete Dunne. I was a little surprised Pete Dunne got the victory over Trick Williams. I know Pete Dunne's a veteran, but Trick Williams has been one of the hotter commodities in NXT, so I was a little surprising. Then we had Kalani Jordan taking on Tatum Paxley. As the North American Women's Championship, and Kalani hung on to her title. We had Ora Menza finally getting his hands on all Ego Ethan Page for the NXT Heavyweight Championship. Ethan Page hung on to his title. We had Joe Hendry against Joe Coffey. That was pretty interesting. That crowd, man, they're so behind Joe Hendry. And then we had from there MSK and the Rascals versus it was Wesley and Zachary Wentz for the tag team titles against Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Axiom and Nathan Frazier won that match, and from there, very surprising, they definitely got the crowd, and it got me too. Wesley turned on the Rascals and turned on Zachary Wentz, and I tell you, the fans were stunned and shocked, and the crowd. What did you guys think of that segment, Marcus? What did you think of that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I thought of that segment. Since I don't know the players that well, he wasn't the one I thought was going to turn. I was watching the guy that was managing on the outside.
Okay.
So the guy in the middle did it. It's like, oh, okay, and I made it even more since I didn't know my players. Yeah, and then threw him through the guardrail. I mean, plowed him through the guardrail and smashed him in his beast. That was just, and it was out of nowhere. You're right. It was like bang. There was no build up to it. He just did it.
Yeah.
So
and
I thought
the
it was
crowd
very
was.
effective.
Yeah, they definitely caught the crowd off guard. Warren, what do you think?
Well, I was waiting for this one because I got some stuff on this one.
Okay.
I don't think I am not saying Wes Lee turned heel. He didn't. You heard him tell both of them, you left me. They left NXT when they were free agents and signed with TNA.
Well, the one got fired.
Well, fired, yeah.
Wentz got fired.
West,
there wasn't no choice. He got fired. He didn't have a choice.
But it was, and so they left him by himself, and he made himself. He did everything without them. And I would love to see it get to the point where the NXT guys start turning on these TNA guys because they're coming in, you're taking our matches, you're taking our airtime, you're getting shots that we've worked hard for. I'm ready for an NXT versus TNA had a smash, and I think that's some of those kind of seeds you can plant with that. Is you guys came in here, and I've been busting my tail. I've been getting whooped. I got destroyed by the North American champ, and now you guys just come strolling in here and you want everything to be roses? No, I think they've got something. I don't know if they've got it planned, but I mean they really could use that as at least to have one of their pay-per-views have a match to have that happen.
Justin Danger said War Games. I'm more thinking Survivor Series, but still 5-on-5.
Yeah, like I said, just NXT people just I've had enough. I've had, you guys are coming in, taking our airtime, taking our matches.
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get a pay-per-view with NXT and TNA together like that, Worlds Collide or something like that type of deal. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked. Chris, did you get to see that segment?
I didn't watch that.
Okay.
The match was really good too. It was,
that was a good match.
See you later, Alex.
Later, Bolton.
Next up, we got AEW. Started off with MJF against Kyle Fletcher. MJF won the match, but it was very good. Will Ospreay makes the save after the match. I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was really good. I actually probably thought that was the highlight of the show. Next, we had Toni Storm end up attacking Mariah May after her match, basically a squash match. I'm still liking this feud. I think the very first thing that they did with the shoe and the blood, I thought was very well. I think it's been a little bit of a step down, but I'm hoping they'll deliver when the pay-per-view happens. We had a good interview segment, which at least I enjoyed, Jim Ross with Swerve Strickland. I think it was good to highlight Swerve in that way. He needs more of that. Then we had Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Jarrett in an Anything Goes match. That was a pretty good match. We had Swerve confront Danielson after the match. We had Ricky Steamboat on commentary. What did you guys think of that match? What did you think, Warren?
It was the match. Yeah, it was good. I'm a little upset that like a lot of stuff leaked about this being Danielson's last run, because like now it's like you've got that in the back of your head when he does this. Oh, I'll put my career on the line. I'm like, I mean, 'cause honestly, I feel last year's All In build was awesome. I think, to be honest, and being an AEW guy I think they peaked at All In last year. That was their Marvel Endgame movie moment. They peaked at they're not going to get any higher than last year's All In. They'll still continue to put out good stuff, but they're never going to reach that plateau again. And this is one of these things where I'm like, it's going to be an awesome main event, but I'm not pulled in to want to see it. And so it's interesting, but it's not something I want to drop $60 for. And that's unfortunate. But yeah, the match itself and where it's going was awesome. But yeah, just already knowing in the back of my head that Bryan Danielson's going to be calling it a career here in this year. I don't know, either way, he either gets the title and runs for a couple months and drops it again, or.
Well, he also did an interview, Danielson, on Collision with Jim Ross, and he says that by the end of the year, he's going to have neck surgery.
Yep.
That's what he announced. He said, by the end of the year, I have to have neck surgery. So I would say another neck surgery, he is probably done. I don't see him coming back from another neck surgery. I guess it's not impossible. But do you put the belt? What do you think, Warren? Do they put the belt on him?
I wouldn't, and I think he's also the kind of wrestler that is like Sting. I don't think he wants to have it. I think he wants to help those that do have it, and to his contribution being that I put on a hell of a match at Wembley Stadium against Swerve Strickland, and he beat me, and I gave him that rub that he pinned me fair and square in a hell of a match in the middle of the ring type rub.
Okay, Marcus, did you get to check out that match?
I did. Was that supposed to be a no DQ match?
Yes, it was. It was an anything goes match.
Why in the hell are the referees counting 5 counts again?
I don't know.
Can we not tell these referees exactly what these damn matches are and stop this counting bullshit? I've seen too much of that lately.
Do you think that him going to AEW so he could take the headshots and do some of the stuff that he couldn't do at WWE, do you think that could be some of the reason he has to have another neck surgery?
WWE definitely protected Danielson from himself. I think he will definitely admit to that. I don't think it was a smart move physically for him to go to AEW, but it's the type of wrestling he likes. It's what he wanted to do. So that's what he did. Yeah. Physically, I don't think it was smart. I think it was a mistake. That's my opinion. Again, I'm not his doctor and I don't know, everything, but it's definitely AEW's definitely a more physical style. There's no doubt about that as far as moves like that. So I think he could have stayed with WWE and wrestled more years. Let's put it that way. But he'd done everything he could do in WWE, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I understand that too. And when he said he had a meeting with Vince, he said, I want you to stay. He said, I'm trying to work out for you to go to Japan and wrestle. They was trying everything. He said, what I want to do is bleed. And Vince said, I can't do that. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to go to AEW and bleed. That's what he said. So
now they're
starting to bring blood back in WWE. But
when they go to Netflix, if they want to bleed, though, they can bleed. You can bleed, do all that, just don't do coke.
Okay.
You act like you do coke, might lose your deal.
The CW will be very mad with you.
Warren, I had a question for you, and I'm going to ask Marcus too. Do you think it was? I like Jeff Jarrett. I'm not putting Jeff Jarrett down, but do you think Jeff Jarrett should be able to be that big of a threat to Bryan Danielson, or to me at his age? And again, I'm not trying to. I know it's professional wrestling. You can do whatever, you disbelieve stuff, and I understand that. And I like Jarrett. I think Jarrett's still performing at a pretty high level. But to me, I don't know if that was. I think if you would have had him against Hangman, who was more of a villain and somebody that's going after Swerve, I think him wrestling him would have been a bigger thing. I thought it was a little bit of a disconnect for me.
I think. He shouldn't be made a threat. I think it was similar to, and I'm going to test you guys' movie knowledge here a little bit, Rocky 3. I think it's Rocky as Bryan Danielson training with Apollo Creed, Jeff Jarrett, to get better, to prepare him for Clubber Lang, Swerve Strickland. I think that's sort of what they were trying to put over, was not so much that Jarrett could beat him, but Jarrett is wise, smart enough, and knows all the tricks of the trade that Brian Danielson could be facing against Swerve to have him prepped for what's coming his way. But there's no way Jarrett is is valuable to AEW like Dustin Rhodes is. They're guys that just have a wealth of knowledge that are going to be there to do what needs to be done.
And I just seen something Justin Danger put up going back when he was talking about NXT and TNA. He's talking about all Ego Ethan Page. He came originally from TNA. That's the first time I ever seen him wrestle. That would be perfect if he's the champion and said he's siding with TNA. So that would definitely make some sense there, since he's got that belt. So that does make some sense, Justin. What do you think, Marcus, about the match and about Jeff Jarrett being in that match?
Well, I like the match, but you're right. Jeff Jarrett shouldn't have been in that spot. I mean, he showed his age. He showed he's slowing down. There's a few spots in that. I mean, he turned the steps upside down, but they never done anything with it. There are those steps standing over there upside down. I'm like, well, this could get very interesting. No, it didn't, because nothing happened.
I said, don't flip the damn steps over. You're going to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, why screw with them like that? There you have them upside down. Now what are you going to do with them? But anyhow, at the end, I liked how Swerve said that they had 3 world champions, Double J, Steamboat, and him being world champions. Why don't you have a world championship yet, Brian Danielson? See, I got the names all.
Yeah.
I don't know where he go. What's he go by? Brian Danielson?
Yes, Brian Danielson. Brian Danielson.
The show was good. I mean, the match was good. I liked how Daniel Bryan broke up the figure 4 by throwing the chair at him. He reached over, grabbed that chair, and dumped him in the head with it. I thought that was interesting because I'd never seen that before. There's Anthony Barr. He's the owner, promoter of Evo that I seen on Saturday. So, and it was a good match. It was just, but it looked so out of place. I thought it looked out of place. I thought Double J looked out of place with Daniel Bryan or Brian Danielson.
I thought it was a little disconnected. It wasn't a bad match, though. And I do see this.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah, I do see the story.
But if that's what they do, what Warren said, that'd be gold.
Okay, guys. Next, I'm gonna move on to SmackDown. I don't know if you guys seen it, any of SmackDown. We had Cody Rhodes kicking off the show. Solo comes out, wants a rematch. Cody says no. The Bloodline is set to attack him, and then Kevin Owens makes the save. Then Cody offers a shot for the championship to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens says no, he doesn't deserve it, and leaves the ring. In a backstage segment with Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, and Nick Aldis, it was a deal where Nick Aldis said, well, then we'll just give the shot to Roman Reigns. And, of course, that Kevin Owens can't stand Roman Reigns, and so he gets upset, and they go back. They go back and forth a little bit, and Kevin Owens accepts the championship match against Cody Rhodes at Bash in Berlin, and then he leaves, and then Cody tells Nick Aldis, "I told you that would work," and this would work. So that's going to be another championship match of Bash Berlin, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. From there, we had Santos Escobar against Andrade. I don't know if any of you got to see this match. I tell you, Andrade can work. He was a good worker in AEW. He was good in WWE before. He was good in NXT. He's outstanding in the ring. I hope they do something with him. That was a number 1 contenders match. Santos gets cheated, but Carmelo Hayes cheats Andrade, and Escobar will get that shot at the United States title later on down the road. From there, we had a tag team championship match, DIY. Number 1 contenders match, excuse me. DIY against Pretty Deadly. DIY wins that match, and they will be taking on the Street Profits, who won a number 1 contenders match earlier in the show against A-Town Down. And that was a pretty good match. Street Profits look good. From there, we had Solo and the Bloodline go to the ring and call out Roman Reigns. Roman attacks the Bloodline, takes him out pretty good at first, and then Solo and Roman starts to fight. Then the Bloodline attack Roman again. Solo runs away, and Roman kind of takes out the other two by himself again, and the show goes off the air. The crowd is going crazy for Roman right now. I mean, they really are. It's crazy. How he was so hated before, and now it's the other end. But it was a pretty good segment. SmackDown was good too this week, but I thought the show of the week of all the shows I watched was definitely Raw, in my opinion.
Now, a sidebar on this stuff. Have you guys seen the? I don't know if they're TikToks or whatever with DIY and Tommaso Ciampa trying to RKO Randy Orton out of nowhere.
Yes.
Like they're backstage at places, and they're he keeps trying. Like they'll have Randy Orton places, and Tommaso Ciampa will go RK out of nowhere, and like Orton will move, and like.
Yeah, Ciampa, he's done it at least 4 or 5 times now. And he's trying everything to be able to RKO home, and he can't get it.
The recent one in Cleveland. Orton was talking to someone behind a vending machine, and Orton turned away and he missed. And then they're both sitting there. They turn the camera back on them, and Taker comes in the picture, and he's like, "Stupid." Like, that's the Undertaker. That was the Undertaker. But if you come across those, you got to watch them. Anyway.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. Next up, I know I sent you guys some stuff about checking out a match because I watched Collision Saturday. I normally don't watch Collision. I said, look, I'm gonna watch Collision. It was okay. I really enjoyed this match. See what you guys think of it. It was Thunder Rosa against Deonna Purrazzo in a Texas Bull Rope match. Marcus, I'm going to go to you first.
Okay. I could only find it in progress. I couldn't see it from the beginning. Everything I looked at, it was already well underway. You thought it was good?
I don't think it was great. I thought it was had a lot of blood in it, if you like blood. I mean, both of them bled a lot. I didn't like the use of the cowbell, and I thought once you hit her with the cowbell, it was pretty weak. Honestly, on that, I thought it was pretty good. You didn't care for it?
No, and I didn't think the commentators really cared for it either. It seemed like they did a lot of promoting for upcoming events during that match more than commentating the actual match.
I think that comes from Tony Khan.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting that they busted the one girl with the face paint on, but she had so much face paint on, it took a while for that blood to actually make its way through the paint.
Yeah.
But then once it did, it was gross because now it was mixing paint. And, the chair kick was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
When she dropped her through the table, that almost didn't go like it should have.
Yeah.
She kind of crumpled all up there. It didn't
was kind of weird
like they were supposed to. It hit it wrong. I even put it on here just so. I was not that impressed with it.
What do you think, Warren?
Yeah, it was definitely a so-so thing. My largest take from this, and Kelly, if you're on here, I'm so sorry. Thunder Rosa looks fine in chaps. Wow. But I'm sorry, anyone out there. I was watching like, man, she looks really good in those chaps, man. But yeah, they fell victim to the bull rope match, a lot like a dog collar match. You're very limited in how you can be because you're being held by a rope. And yeah, it was definitely. I mean, if it was an end to the means, then it was achieved. But that top of the middle rope bulldog, whatever she tried to do, it looked like maybe Rosa hit the one end of the table too soon, and it kicked the back end up, and Prazzo's stomach hit the end, and yeah.
And it was a short bull rope too. I mean, it didn't. You should be able to touch opposite corners and still have more rope to deal with, and the rope wasn't probably half a ring long. It wasn't that long either.
I've seen Texas Bull Rope matches done different ways. I've seen them where you had to touch all 4 corners. I've seen them pinfall submission. I prefer the ones touching the corners because you can add a lot of story to it with that. And
they made reference to that different early on. They said that there are different ways, and I wonder if Dustin Rhodes was the producer of this. Who produced it? Because his family being the bull rope family. I mean, he may, if he wasn't involved, he may have been like, that bull rope needs to be longer. But I don't know who produced it. But yeah, like Marcus said, you need to have a little bit more rope than what they had because they didn't have.
It was the first female bull rope match I'd seen. I'd really like to see more females try that match. But yeah, I was not that impressed with this one.
Yeah, because some of them you get where they can wrap the rope up and they can whip them. You couldn't even do that.
Yeah, there wasn't enough to really get a good swing out of it.
I think that match, if it would have done right, would have been a good main event. But again, I agree with with the criticisms you guys have. Next, I got some news and notes. One of the main ones here was Kevin Sullivan passed away this past week. I'll tell you what, I don't know how familiar you guys are. Some of you, Chris, you probably know him more from the 90s when Hogan and them guys in WCW. Of course, I remember him in the late 70s and the 80s, and also maybe one of the most evil heels of all time. I mean, some of the stuff he did in the Florida stuff in the 70s and in the 80s. 90s, he was almost a character of himself going against Hogan and WCW. It was, he wasn't quite as evil. He was almost like he was a heel, but he was almost like it wasn't chicken shit, but he was almost like the heel that couldn't do nothing right. Almost type heel at that point, going against Hogan. But he was also very good backstage. He was a booker. He put together matches. Heard a lot of good things about him. WWE did a nice tribute to him on SmackDown video package. So definitely, I was a big fan of Kevin Sullivan. Marcus, what do you think of Sullivan and his career?
I didn't care for Sullivan. I thought he was too evil in my early days. And then, like you said, by the time he got to WCW and the way the world looked at things, they kind of had to tone him down considerably. Yeah. Then he was just an average wrestler. So I really was not that big of a fan of Kevin Sullivan. I highly respect the man, and if you watch a lot of DVDs and videos, they pay a lot of tribute to Kevin Sullivan in their careers. So the man was a genius.
Yep.
But his in-ring work, like I said, in his early career, I didn't have access to that. And then by the time he came to WCW, he's just a mid-carder, I thought. But
yeah, a lot of the stuff that I've looked up to see in Florida with him and Dusty Rhodes, which was violent, evil stuff, the videotapes and stuff usually on YouTube are terrible, terrible watch because the stuff is so bad. But yeah, he was definitely one evil heel in his day at one point. Warren, you got anything on that?
I mean, I just what I know of like that early stuff I've just seen off of like Dark Side of the Ring stuff, like the Benoit story and whatnot. But I've always known that he was someone that early on pushed the envelope of decency, for lack of a better word.
Oh yeah.
To find that line and play that gray area. He obviously had a great mind for the business because of the bookings he did and whatnot. I don't know matches off the top of my head that he was responsible for, but when you hear so many people say so many things about that part of him, then that, tells you a lot. So, and, I did see Justin Danger say my dog collar match was better. Justin Danger, you're just lucky I didn't pop you in your little head after it was all done. I felt sorry for you after I saw what Chris Chaos put you through in that ring. That's why I dropped my chain next time. Anyways,
I've got a question. I think you should have turned on Chaos. Looking back on it, I think you should have hit Chaos in the head.
He was already done. Chris is done. He had to retire. I don't want to beat a man while he's down.
Well, make it permanent. Make sure. Let's make sure he don't come back.
Make sure he don't try to be like Ric Flair.
Yeah, we don't want to make sure. We don't want to.
He can't do it at Crawfordsville though.
Yeah,
Chris Chaos has got too many rats ringside that they beat the hell out of War Misery if they started beating up on Chris Chaos.
That's true. Old rats. He got them old rats, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're seasoned rats. Yes.
Marcus, let me tell you something off air after we're done, buddy.
I'm afraid.
Oh Lord. Okay, got a couple more news and notes. This one, Warren, you may be interested in this, and I know you've heard rumors. We'll see what your take is on this about the Lucha Brothers maybe going to WWE.
I mean, I'm all for it. I don't have a problem with people going back and forth. One. I don't have a problem with it. I think they're setting. I mean, they've drawn the line. They said, listen, we'll come, but we're It's going to be a package deal. We're not doing NXT. And yeah, I think they're calling their shots, and I think they're in that position where they can do that. And and the one thing I've talked to some of my friends, because also I don't know if you're going to get this one too, but Ricky Starks is talking about coming to WWE, and I've said I've got some friends that are smart guys, but there's some that are so WWE marks. They would be like, oh, look, if they're coming here, but they literally would be bashing these guys for being on AEW like months ago, and now they're like, after coming to WWE, oh, they're so awesome. Well, come on, man. But I'm all for them moving and putting their stuff out there, especially because they're extremely talented guys. And I met them at the Square Circle Expo this last year, and they're both very cool. I mean, Penta is amazing. I've watched him in Lucha Underground. I've watched him in TNA. Everywhere I've gone, I think I haven't had a Penta mask. So.
Yeah, I think it'd be, and then the other one is the Motor City Machine Guns. There's been rumors for that they may be going to WWE. The only thing is, if they do, either both of them or either one of them, and don't get me wrong, AEW's been terrible with their tag team division too lately. WWE's still maybe doing just a tiny little bit more, but they got to do more with their tag. That's the biggest criticism I still have of WWE is their tag team division.
Maybe this is what they need: is they need these strong veteran tag teams to come in here and to put a name quality on it and help push this stuff, because it is. I think it's just something that they'll give a more credibility to this, because like right now it seems like WWE is sort of throwing some people together, seeing what sticks, and so I think they could all be very refreshing for the WWE and what's going on. And I think the Machine Guns have slowed their style down a little bit. And like I said, and those are two more guys that I met years ago, actually in 2004 down in Florida, and they're not far from where I grew up. So where they were from. So I've always followed them for the longest time. But it'll be cool.
I know you said you didn't want to see. They said they didn't want to go there, the Lucha Dragons. My only thing is, I think NXT is going to change a little bit. They're going to be the third brand. I don't know if it's going to be quite as much developmental. Still be some developmental, but they got a 70% raise from the U.S. from going to CW, so they've got a lot more money. And I think that they may use some of that money to try to. Maybe Lucha Brothers don't want to go there. I wouldn't be surprised to see Motor City Machine Guns go there.
Yeah, I think the Lucha Brothers want to be able to travel and make sure that they stay out in front of their fan base.
Yep.
And I don't, I know, they are that NXT is dipping their water in going, here once they move over to CW, going to Chicago and then somewhere else, St. Louis. So I know, but I think the Lucha Brothers are the kind of guys that want to travel and spread their name over a large fan base and interact with the people. So.
Okay, guys. Next up, I got a bracket. I've got two. Marcus, I'm gonna let you choose which one we're gonna do.
Okay.
The first one is the biggest matches in WrestleMania history, done by ESPN. This is the ESPN one. The other one is done by Top Tens. It is the worst pro wrestling catchphrases.
Worst pro wrestling catchphrases. Okay, I'm curious. Just go with that. I'm curious to see what you come up with.
Okay.
That's unique.
Okay. The number one, according to Top Tens, of the worst catchphrases was, "I'm the Miz and I'm awesome." That was what they considered to be number one. Number 16, that this is will be taken on "You Can't See Me" by John Cena.
And they call these the worst catchphrases?
Yes.
That's what made those guys.
There's going to be others. And so, a lot of them did, but this is. There's definitely worse ones on here that I thought could have been number one. Definitely.
Okay, well, if you're going to say that.
They got the Miz. So which is the.
So they're saying that that's the worst?
Yes.
And you can't see me? Do you know how many shirts and hats that guy has sold with that logo on it?
I know. Number 16 was you can't see me. Number 1 was I'm the Miz and I'm awesome.
Well, if you're going worse, so I have to go with number 1 still.
Yeah, you have to go with Miz.
John Cena sold so much shit with that still does come out with that shirt on. So
What do you think, Chris? You think the Miz is the worst one?
Uh,
Out of them two?
I guess I'll live to, but I mean, the Miz with I'm awesome. Look how much merch he sold with that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not. Hey, Marcus picked this one.
I did, but I thought you said worst. Are you sure
That's what? Yes, it says top 10's worst pro wrestling catchphrases.
Wow.
Okay, we're going with the Miz. Yes. Okay, number 8. You're either, and this is not a very good one. You're either Nexus or against us. That was back when Nexus was big. Against number 9, Ballin' by MVP.
What is it?
The Nexus one.
Remember when he used to say Ballin'?
I'm going with Nexus. That was the worst.
I'm going with
I think Nexus could have, out of them 4 should have been number 1, but next up, number 5, Woo 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 by Zack Ryder against number 12, You Pencil Neck Geeks, Freddie Blassie.
Oh, come on. That was Freddie Blassie's catchphrase.
He was number 12.
He
So
even
which
put
is
it in the
worse,
wrestling
Woo Woo
album
Woo?
when they're doing the Land of 1,000 Dances in the video.
Yeah, Pencil Neck Geeks.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say number 5.
Yeah. Woo Woo Woo.
Woo,
Yeah,
woo, woo, yeah.
You cannot put Freddie Blassie. I'm surprised that's disgraceful. I cannot believe they done that.
Almost blasphemous.
Now, here's another bad one.
Why?
Wait till you see number 13. Number 4, and I quote, that was Michael Cole when he was doing the computer thing.
Yeah, I remember
And he
that.
would say, and I quote, that should have been number 1. But anyway, against number 13, woo, Ric Flair.
Seriously?
I'm just telling you what the list said.
You know how long Woo's been that's a 40-year catchphrase.
I gotta go with and I quote.
I agree.
It has to be.
and I quote,
There's
definitely.
another one, Disgrace and Flair.
Number 6, John Laurinaitis, People Power. That was WWE. And number 11, anything less would be civilized. Hulk Hogan.
I don't remember him ever saying that, but I'm going with John Laurinaitis because I never cared for him.
What do you think, Chris?
I'm gonna go with Laurinaitis as well.
What do you think, Warren?
I think of the Hogan one, it wasn't that a line they used for speed stick commercials?
I think it
I
wasn't
don't
Speed
remember him
Stick.
saying
I
that.
think it was. I don't think it was Speed Stick, but I think it was a deodorant commercial.
Because they made fun of it in Major League 2. He couldn't say the words, and it's like
Yeah.
anything else would be uncivil. But yeah, no, people power. Yeah.
Okay, next up we have number 3, Booker T, Shucky Ducky Quack Quack. It's number 14, Feed Me More, Ryback.
Oh, I hate that guy. Booker T's was worse, but I hate that Feed Me More.
So which is worse for you, Chris?
I'm about to say Booker T.
What about you, Warren?
Booker T. Just
Okay.
because it didn't fit in anywhere. At least with
Oh,
Ryback,
not for him.
it fit in.
But I hated Ryback. Just
Oh, I
so
hate
you
him
know.
too. I still do.
I'm going with Booker T also, so that's going to be Booker. Next up, number 7, What? Stone Cold Steve Austin. No,
Seriously?
The Watt
Okay.
chant. I didn't like the Watt. I didn't care for the Watt chant either. Daniel Bryan. Yes.
Okay, so you got Watt versus Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It
Lord, who came up with this shit?
was the Hopkins.
And them two might be two of the best.
Yeah, those are two of the best that are going up against each other. Now we got to eliminate one.
Stone Cold did the Watt, no problem. Now when last time what's on TV and the crowd starts watching it, it's getting on my nerves.
I'm going to have to say Watt is the
Let's just
worst.
get-
one.
let's just
Come on,
get-
Yes, they're still doing that.
So you want to say the Watt? What do you think,
Watt was
Chris?
the worst because the
Watt.
Yes is still, they still do that.
He's a big Stone Cold fan, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go Watt after that and that just happened by accident.
What?
Yeah, you got it. That's exactly what it.
What?
So this is just a pitch off, Curtis.
What, Justin?
I didn't see what he said.
We're going with-
I bet it is. Biggest
We'll go
deal.
with,
I bet Tony come up with this like, here, I'll put this together. It stands for ESPN. And
You're going with the S. I'm going with the what. So
just because I'm not gonna go against Stone Cold.
okay. Next up, number 2. Excuse me, Vicky Guerrero against number 15, Bolieve. That's from Bo Dallas. You got a Bolieve.
I hated Vicky Guerrero, but I hated the other one, so it's going to have to be the other one.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna say believe.
You're right, Justin. I think Tony put this together and blamed it on ESPN.
No, this ain't ESPN. This is the top 10s.
You see,
I
like,
think, hey, the ESPN one's going to piss you off too. When you see what the number 1 and the number 16 was, you're going to be pissed off.
Oh, boy, I'm all looking forward to that. Of course, you haven't come up with too much of a list that I have liked, except that one. I don't
Well,
remember.
you liked a few of them. The last few we did, you liked okay. I'm making up for it now.
I guess so.
What do you think, Warren? Believe?
I mean-
Excuse me.
I know, like, I guess to say these the worst, I don't know if they're the worst because they were created. I mean, that was created for Vicky Guerrero to literally be annoying.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the nails on the chalkboard. So that's why I think that's actually not a horrible catchphrase. But yeah, the Bolieve. Yeah, I have to go Bolieve.
Believe was cheesy. It was meant to be cheesy, but
Yeah.
okay. Then we have the Miz, the Awesome against Nexus. Either you're Nexus or against us. I think out of those two, the Nexus is the worst.
Nexus.
I
I kept waiting on you to say, oh, yeah, and have mercy as 2 of them on there.
Next up, Woo 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 against, and I quote.
And I quote.
I think, and I quote also.
Yeah, I'll go with that one, I guess.
All right, I guess I've got overruled. I was going to go woo, 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 but
Well, because it doesn't even woo 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 and you know it or something.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
like, it's not just So there's
Next thing is People Power against Shucky Ducky Quack Quack.
oh no, oh god, this is torture.
People Power for me. I still hear Booker T do Shucky Quack Quack every week on NXT.
yeah, I'll go Laurinaitis as well.
People power.
All right, yeah, I'll go with that too.
Next is What? Stone Cold against Bolieve.
What? No, Bolieve. Bolieve.
Now, see, these are bad ones. I think like Bolieve and Power People should have been number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Some of the ones they had up there before that. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know if the men should have been on there. I definitely don't think Woo from Ric Flair should have been on there.
Freddie Blassie shouldn't have been on there.
Internet Geeks, no.
Nobody did go deep enough. There's got to be worse catchphrases than that out there.
Okay, we have Nexus against us, and I quote. That's the first one in the final 4. So which is worse, guys?
Nexus.
You think
Nexus
Nexus is worse?
Because Nexus. It's because it's just so. I mean, it's corny and cheesy, and they weren't trying to be corny and cheesy.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't like the and I quote, but that was more because of heel, and I didn't like it because he was a heel. Basically, Cole was being a heel. So I think the Nexus also. So that's the first one to the finals. Next one is People Power against Bolieve. Which was worse? I think People Power for me.
I'm going the other way.
I'm gonna say believe.
What'd you say, Warren?
People power.
Okay, we're tied.
We gotta go to the.
I go to the chat.
The
All right,
chat.
Justin.
The chat ain't like any of these, so they ain't been.
Juan, Justin, either one of them.
I need one vote, guys. Either Bolieve or People Power.
Anybody, somebody, please put us out of the misery.
Somebody don't hear in a second. We'll make it a 3-way. We'll call it a tie between these two and make it a 3-way. I don't think we're going to vote, guys.
I think we're gonna vote.
Okay. It's going to be Nexus against People Power against Bolieve. Which was the worst out of the 3, guys?
Danger got
Justin, we the people.
Oh, the
Actually,
people.
that was that's a different catchphrase.
That's a different one. We the People's different. That's oh shit.
Jed Coulter and
Yeah.
Oh, Yes.
Yeah, that's a different one.
You
So
know,
Maybe he's just coming up with the worst catchphrase or something that's been on there.
we the people, they put their hands over their heart. We the people.
Yeah.
Remember?
Enough is enough. It's time for a change. Where's that go there? Of course, that's the great no
Well,
one.
Justin Danger saying what? That's not one of them. I think he's just saying what to fuck with us. So we'll just go 3-way, guys. Okay, Justin Danger said believe. Okay, so it's going to be believe against Nexus or against us.
Oh, Nexus.
I think Nexus also. What do you guys think?
Yeah, because that sounds stupid.
Okay, Nexus won that. Marcus, we're not going to do this bracket, but I'm going to tell you this is ESPN, and I'm going to tell you their number one biggest matches in WrestleMania history. Number one, no big surprise, they had Hulk Hogan and Andre. Their number 16 was Steamboat and Savage.
Oh, well, that's WrestleMania 3 for both of them. That's pretty good.
How is that 16?
Oh, I agree. I thought you was going to say Mr. T and Roddy Piper in a boxing match.
No. But I just wanted to tell you that. They had, I mean, I agree both of them deserve to be on the list. I just don't think
16
Savage
is
and them should
way
be
too
16.
low for that. Yeah.
But we'll do that bracket some other time. Okay, Marcus, see if you can help me out real quick. Try to remember some of the shows that are happening this weekend.
All right, Friday night, of course, you got the dub.
Yep.
Saturday night, I will be at Kokomo's Biker Fest there in Kokomo. Hang on, let me see what I got. That's Sundays.
I think WTF's Saturday night.
Yeah, WTF Saturday. I couldn't tell you where it's at though, but
It's pretty sure it's in Anderson, Indiana, at the church. Remember that church? What they call that now? Okay.
Then on Saturday we got 3 shows I know of. FEW's Affliction in Greenfield. That's where you guys will be, right?
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
The award will be at AVW Knuckle Up at the Saloon 2. And then also BMFX is running in Lafayette.
Yes.
And then on Sunday also, let's not forget to mention that Mark House is doing another seminar for just $20, guys.
Yes.
Starts at 11 o'clock this time. Focuses on basic spots, promos, and character development. I'm telling you, it's a well spent $20. From what I've seen, you don't want to miss it if there's any way you can go. So,
I agree.
We're
going to split up the crew. So Monday, you guys can tell us about FEW, and Bill Ward will tell you about AVW. So
I've seen matches for the show you guys are going to Sunday. It looks like it's going to be a good show. I know I've seen some of the matches announced for the show we're going to Sunday. Looks like it's going to be a strong show. So
main event at AVW's Clayton Clark versus Jimmy Carrot for the title.
yes, indeed.
So that's going to be a barn burner, I can tell.
And you guys are going to see Elgin and Mark House against Ashton Adonis and Elijah Eros. That's going to be a good too.
The Bird's supposed to be back. Me and Chris will be doing the Bird.
We also have a team I'm not familiar with called Trauma Unit. They're taking on War Pigs.
Yep.
Miguel Murphy taking on Kid Riot. I don't know who Kid Riot is.
He's NVW. I saw him wrestle out last Sunday. Shaw's at for NVW.
Hang on a minute. I'll give you some of the ones you guys are going to see. One I just announced. Oh, main event Saturday at Kokomo is going to be Johnny Crisis versus Damian DeVille, title for title.
I've seen that.
That'll be good. You have Bird taking on Avery Hertz. That'll be good. And
yes,
you
I
have
agree. I like big fan of Avery Hertz.
Cornfield Mafia taking on the Aristocracy for the FEW Tag Team Championships. So there is a lot of main event matches going on this weekend.
I agree.
No excuse for people out there. There's plenty of stuff from west to east, east to west, north to south. It's out there. So,
and I know there's more out there. I think Functified's this weekend too, if I remember right.
I'm not sure on that.
Because I think Hoss Huxley sent me something, and I believe it was this weekend.
You might be right.
So, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there.
Well, guys, you guys got anything else?
No, once again, I'm glad to be part of this team and continue to have some fun. And once again, I'm the ratings draw, so we know the ratings went through the roof today.
Yep.
Probably outdid the Olympics closing ceremonies. So, I haven't got those numbers in yet, but
Well, everybody have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Time
All
for
right,
Raw.
yeah. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube, like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, or Gonzo Sports Room. And we'll see you guys on Monday.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is G.W.R show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass.